this is Dave at DA Griffin Hobby. Welcome to service tutorial part 2, the E unit or reversing unit. Most of the units are connected to the frame by a single screw. There are 4 holes, but usually only one has a screw in it. After you remove the screw, grip the E unit, pull upwards, wiggling side to side, front to back if you have to, until it comes free. Keep in mind, some of the wires may not be long enough for you to pull it completely out of the frame. You may have to desolder or cut and then resolder later. There are a number of wires on the unit. The wire in this position is connected to the back here, and this is where the power from the center rollers comes. The one all the way on the left, in this case the green wire, connects back to the ground on the motor. The other two, in this case yellow, go to the brushes for the motor. So with this unit, the black wire you can see comes to the back here, again where the power comes from the center rail. The green one come back and ground the motor, and then the blue and yellow would go around and attach to the posts for the brushes on the motor. One other wire on the E unit, which you most likely will never touch, is from the contact side. You can see here it's just the other end of the coil. The E unit is driven by gravity. When activated, the electricity pulls it up and holds it there. When the current is cut off, it's supposed to drop down by itself. So up when there's current applied, and then down by gravity. So this is why you will not be able to test your engine upside down, because the pawl will already be in the up position and will not cycle. So if you're trying to test your engine upside down, that's why you will not get it to perform properly. So there are 2 methods to cleaning. You can take the easier and quick route, or you can take the more labor-intensive but better route. What you can do is, once you get this removed from the engine, take a toothpick, gently pull up the pawl and slide it up out of your way. I want to take a Q-tip with a little bit of rubbing alcohol on it and clean the contacts. Rotate the drum, clean the contacts. And you just do that over and over until it's nice and clean. So if you want to get a better cleaning on the drum and the fingers that are in here, so they're very small, they're very fragile, and they can get very dirty. There are 4 on the back, 2 on the bottom. Now you can't clean it really when it's together like this. So what you want to do, take a pair of snap ring pliers. These are snap-on pliers. When you squeeze, it pushes out, instead of when you squeeze, it pushes in. So you want to locate the pin on the side here, insert your pliers, making sure not to hit any of the components inside, and squeeze. That one came apart pretty easy, so that tells me somebody's been in here before, which makes sense considering the wires look new. Pull that part out. You can pull the drum out. You can pull the pawl out. There we go. So we have 4 main pieces: the body of the E unit, the drum, the plunger with the pawl attached, and the plate with the 2 fingers on it. So what you want to do is take a Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol and clean out the bore where the plunger sits, in case there's any debris or rust or anything in there. Then you need to clean off these fingers. Make sure there's no dirt or anything on there. Now these are pretty clean looking. Then take the plunger with the pawl on it and clean the plunger. You want that to be nice and clean and shiny. When you take the E unit completely apart, there's no need to add any oil here. Now that we've got it all cleaned, it should ride pretty smoothly. Sometimes as part of a quicker, easier service, I'll put a drop of oil there when I am cleaning the E unit without taking it apart, just to make it move a little better. But it's much better to take the E unit apart and clean instead of putting any oil in that spot. I'm going to clean these other fingers, again with the Q-tip with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. And the drum. You want to make sure all the contact points are clean, that there's no grease or dirt or anything on here. You want to clean the plastic as well as the copper portions. Use a paper towel and just clean it up real quick. You want to take a look to see if there's any deformation in the plastic spots or in the teeth. If there are any high spots or low spots or deformation, you can kind of just scrape it with a screwdriver, clean it up. You may need a small file, but this drum is very clean, so I'm not going to worry about that. So that clean drum should work pretty well. So now that we have all the pieces cleaned, we have to put it back together. Make sure the plate with the 4 fingers on it is properly seated and will connect in both, and will seat in both sides. Take your drum, paying attention to which direction the teeth are going. You want to make sure when you put it in that the pawl will grab the tooth and rotate it. So put the drum in place while squeezing the E-unit lightly. Then insert the other finger plate. You can use a pair of pliers at this point and apply gentle pressure until the E-unit snaps back together. Okay, now you got it together. Make sure it works. Slide the plunger and pawl up a few times. Make sure it's not too tight around the drum. I like to add a drop of oil to the pivot point for the drum. Okay, so gravity is pulling the plunger back down. The drum is turning, and the fingers all look good. That's been cleaned and ready to go back in the engine. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you found it helpful, please like, subscribe, let me know what you thought in the comments. And see you next time on D.A. Griffin Hobby.